Weird that there's a make a lot of money button and nobody's pressing it. Take your SaaS, make it headless, let agents use it, charge per interaction. And that's actually correct. Besides the fact that, yes, there are business making money on that, and I can prove you. Higgsfield is a good example. You can just edit and generate videos using an MCP or CLI. Just connect it with your agent, your harness, and let it go. They haven't built a harness to edit videos. They just provided the engine for it, and that's pretty much it. According with Reuters, Higgsfield hits $1.3 billion valuation with the latest funding. It is from January this year. Like Mem0, Composio, it is kind of the same thing. They are not building harness, they are building the engine behind the harness to provide this as a kind of a headless service and charging per interaction. So yeah, that's not 100% accurate, but it's still accurate if you take a look on, okay, I should be actually focusing on, instead of configuring and creating harness, creating business value. Have you asked yourself, what is an agent? Because in the last few months, everyone is configuring agents, buying Mac minis, buying VPS to install Hermes agent, to install OpenClaw. But how much time have you already spent configuring those agents versus what have you actually shipped that brought value to your business, to your company, to your career? Are we just making personal assistants or building real value for the society? Take a look. Everyone is trying to build their own harness. That's great, that's nice. But everyone is building the same thing. At the same time, there is a lot of companies, people, business, entrepreneurs that have real problems to be solved, and we are not solving them yet. And the question is why? Maybe because we are spending more time configuring agents, skills, MCPs, and all that stuff, instead of focusing on what we really should be focused to solve, problems. Let me bring you an example. Video edition. If you don't have the skills to edit a video, and you open like a video editor like Adobe Premiere or DaVinci, maybe you will spend a lot of time just trying to figure out where to click, where to find the tools. But if you use Higgsfield, which is a headless way to serve video edition to an AI agent, then you don't need to know any of this. You just generate videos, you just edit videos, just make that happen. So take a look on that power. Mostly of the friction that users have nowadays is mostly related to the interface rather than the product itself, rather than the business value that it brings. So if I can deliver a way for anyone to edit a video without the friction of the UI to learn everything, but bringing that to an AI agent that can do that for us, then voila, then I have a business, a billionaire business. That is actually Higgsfield, 1.3 billion value right now. In the very beginning of the AI era, everyone was thinking about, okay, I need to build my agent, my harness, and then my business will have our own agent. But in the end of the day, it is just the interface, not the product. So if you're putting a lot of business logic in your agent and you spent like 3 months configuring your agent using Hermes, OpenClaw, whatever, and now you have Grokbot, your harness might be useless. Now you have ChatGPT desktop, that is great as well. Your harness might be useless. You have Cloud Co-work, you got the point, right? So how should we do that? Okay, that is a good question, and I might have a solution for you. We have been working in an open source initiative called Invokta. The idea is simple. You should be able to just connect whatever API you have and give it to your agent. But I'm not saying just about creating an MCP, because MCPs, you have a lot in the market already. Let's say you can have an MCP to connect with 11 Labs, you can have an MCP to connect with Higgsfield, you can have an MCP to generate images, an MCP to connect with Sentry, an MCP to connect with Linear, Notion. We have a lot of them already. But do you really use all those tools that those MCPs are providing to you? Anytime you need to configure a new harness, you need to bring everything together again. Now we have plugins, okay, but you need is yet to bring everything together, you need to authenticate all the time. If you are working with a team, every teammate needs to authenticate in their MCPs every time. And for governance, this is terrible. This is a madness. Imagine like needing to configure Notion to provide an API key that was in the very beginning for everyone in the company to be able to connect with an MCP. All right, so what if instead of serving the third-party services directly to your harness, what if you could just connect that through an engine, an interface, like a backend, okay, interface, and that backend interface will actually connect to only the endpoints that you need to connect. So I just need to connect to the endpoint to generate image. I just need to connect to the endpoint that will bring the context of our documents, and just connect to the endpoints that will be able to create a ticket, list a ticket, update a ticket, delete a ticket, just the CRUD, okay? If I can do that, then I can just say and tell to my team or to my customers, hey, here's our engine. Install this MCP, and that MCP will bring all the capabilities that you really need. You don't need to install 100 MCPs and skills and all that stuff. Just install that. And that is actually what Higgsfield, Mem0, Honcho, and Composio, and all of those companies based on that kind of business are doing. They are configuring the hard stuff behind scenes, so you don't need to care if you need to set up a workflow to generate videos through CDance or through any other Omni video model and other stuff. You got the point. To do that, you can use Invokta. Invokta is a framework for the backend of the agents. So if agents are the interface, you can have a backend for it. In a way, you can generate an integration through a CLI, MCP SDDO, MCP HTTP, and if tomorrow a new protocol drops, Invokta will support it. So you don't need to spend a lot of time figuring out how to connect your agent with this new protocol. You shouldn't be spending a lot of time figuring out that. It should belong to a framework. That's Invokta. Invokta.dev is available for you right now. It is open source, and we need your help. You need your help to validate that, and we need your help to contribute to make it better. And here's a quick example on how you can get started with it. You can just type npx create Invokta engine, hit enter, and then it will ask you the name of the project. Let's say I want to create, I don't know, maybe a Higgsfield, not Higgsfield, video editor engine, okay? It can be whatever, okay? It can be like a spec-driven engine. It can be like a harness engine, whatever you want. Just an example here. And then I would choose the profile. I can install the complete installation with MCP, CLI, and MCP HTTP as the adapters, or just select one. I can have the MCP local, MCP HTTP, or CLI. It will depend on how you want to serve it and which harness will be using that. So then I will hit enter, install it, and there we go. Just by doing that, you already have installed a configuration, the whole configuration scaffolding for your backend for your agent. Okay. Now, once it install all the dependencies here, we can just hit enter, and then we will open the folder that was generated, video editor, and run npm run check to check the outputs. Okay, everything is good. So now I run npm run mcp install, okay? And that will actually install this MCP that I just have generated in any harness that I have on my local computer. So I can install in Cloud Code, in Codex, for example, just as an example. And then we can check that there. Let's say Cloud. So basically, we should see right now the name of the MCP installed here in the list of MCPs of Cloud. So here we have video editor. One tool connected. Which tool? We have the onboarding create welcome message. That is the hello world version that we just generate with Invokta. So what just happened here? Let's see if we have it installed as well in Codex. So Codex, we have it here. Yes, I trust. Let's continue. And then here, let me list the MCPs that we have installed. Okay. And there we go. We have also video editor as an MCP there. So what happened? We will just open here right now, or actually, ls. So these are the files that were generated. Let's open that with code, with VS Code. And here you see that it generated the capabilities that it needs. For example, here under source, capabilities folder, create welcome message. This is equivalent to a tool. But why it is called a capability? Because it is actually a capability. We are bringing the capability for the agent to use that. How? Through CLI, MCP SDDO, or maybe MCP HTTP. All right, that's it. We have just created that. Now, if I want to bring more capabilities, I have the infrastructure that we already serve it through an MCP. You didn't need to care or figure out how to do that. And here's an example. We have right now an MCP called SmallBrain. SmallBrain, it is an MCP created with Invokta. So here's how we can use that. npm install SmallBrain. What is SmallBrain? It is an MCP to manage tasks, just that. SmallBrain install. If I hit that, see, it is the same installer, right? With a SmallBrain install, I can easily install the same way we have just installed this other MCP in my harness, okay? Installing in the same harness again, update, and let's check Cloud. There we go, Cloud, MCP, and here you have SmallBrain connected with 5 tools: task create, task list, task get, task update, task delete. Okay, so basically I have that. How much time I spent to create this SmallBrain? A small amount of time, like 10 minutes. I just prompted Codex to generate that for me and then published it in NPM. That was just it. It is really easy to manage. It's just like a local database with a SQLite, but you can get the point. It was really easy, really straightforward, as straightforward that it should be for you to provide capabilities for your harness. We are building a way that you can just construct the action engines for your business, for your company, and provide it to be used by agents. And if tomorrow they launch a new protocol, a new way to connect with your agents, you can just add this actually as an adapter. So then you don't need to care about this layer of consumer. Your agent doesn't need to know and understand the entire OpenAPI spec for your REST API. Your agent just needs to understand which capabilities it has. And then the business logic and all that stuff that happens behind the scenes in the backend, it belongs to the backend. Your agent doesn't need to figure out how to do that. This way, you can provide a deterministic way to use the capabilities that you provide to your agent. That's what Mem0, Composio, and all those companies right now are doing. And they are not the only ones. For example, if you take a look on ActiveCampaign, they already have an MCP. If you take a look on Hostinger, they already have a way to connect your VPS with an MCP. The same for Railway, the same for Cloudflare. It is a pattern, it is happening, and it was hard to create that from start. Not anymore. You can check it out. The link is on the description and in the first fixed comment. And if you found that useful, just subscribe to this channel. I hope it is helpful for you. Drop your comment here with feedback, with suggestions, with a different way you think we should be focusing on, and drop your PRs, drop your issues as well. I hope you enjoy using Invokta. I'm Vinny. Thank you so much. See you next time.